Hello, wrestling friends. It is time for another day of 30 days of WrestleScope. I'm John, and we are here with the NXT Takeover stand and deliver predictions. That's right, 2 nights of absolutely fantastic wrestling that is going to be happening Wednesday and Thursday night. Wednesday will be on the USA Network and on Peacock, and also on Thursday it will be on the Peacock Network here in the United States, WWE Network, elsewhere around the world. And it is a jam-packed night of wrestling, both nights, and going to go through my predictions for what I think is going to end up happening on both nights. And before I get started with that, don't forget, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. We've added some new subscribers, so thank you very much for everybody that's subscribing. And hit the notification bell so you know every time that we are going to be live or recorded as well with whatever different programming we're going to have here on WrestleScope TV. And don't forget also, I'm going to leave the scroll down here, all of our different social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Well, let's go ahead and start off with night number one, Wednesday night. And these are in no particular order. Do not know the order, though I would assume these are going to be pretty close to what I'm going to be doing here. We have the 6-man gauntlet match for a North American title shot on night 2 against North American champion Johnny Gargano. It will be Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and L.A. Knight. L.A. Knight has earned the right to be the final man in the gauntlet match. Taking a look at this, obviously you've got the long-standing rivalry between Leon Ruff and Isaiah Swerve Scott, the pretty much new rivalry between Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes, and what looks to be potentially a new feud between Dexter Lumis and L.A. Knight. Now, you would think that L.A. Knight would have to be the favorite, being the last one coming in. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Leon Ruff and Isaiah Swerve Scott are going to take each other out. Wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a double countout or a double disqualification. Cameron Grimes will probably end up taking out Bronson Reed. Dexter Lumis, I see being the man out of everybody. He's going to look for redemption after what happened to him during the Battle Royal last week, where LA Knight kind of got one up on him. And we've been waiting for Dexter Lumis versus Johnny Gargano for the North American title. I think that's the way it's going to end up going, is it's going to be Dexter Lumis ending up getting the victory. Somehow, I see Austin Theory trying to get involved, maybe to try to help out Gargano, to try taking out Dexter Lumis, and it's not going to end up working. It's going to backfire. We're going to end up with a LA Knight versus Austin Theory feud, or mini feud, based off of what's going to happen, but it's going to be Dexter Lumis coming out on top. In one of the first matches that could end up being a weekend stealer, one of the best matches of the weekend, it's for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. Again, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan had to relinquish the titles when Danny Burch was injured a few weeks ago. So it is going to be MSK taking on the Grizzled Young Veterans, taking on Legado del Fantasma in a triple threat match. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. 3 of the most exciting tag teams in NXT right now. They will crown a brand new champion. I would have to think it's got to go in the direction of the Grizzled Young Veterans. They've been pushed over and over again. MSK ended up defeating them for the Dusty Cup. I see the Grizzled Young Veterans in what should be a really good, hard-fought match coming out on top. I hate to use the word deserve, but GYV, they definitely deserve a title run, and it will hopefully be a lengthy run for them. But this is going to be an absolutely fantastic match. Different styles of wrestling here between these 3 teams, but I think they're going to coexist very well in the ring. Grizzled Young Veterans will be the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Moving on to a match, if there's any dream match at all this entire weekend, it is definitely this match right here. For the NXT United Kingdom Championship, the long-running champion Walter taking on Tommaso Ciampa. This is the dream match you never knew you wanted. And it's right here for the taking for you. This one, if you like hard-hitting, old school, just brutal physical matches, this is going to be the one right here. Could Tommaso Ciampa be the man that can finally dethrone Walter for the NXT UK Championship? I don't think so, because what's going to end up happening, as much as I'd like to see this being a one-on-one match, you know that the other members of Imperium are going to be around somewhere. But the wild card in this entire thing is Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher, who we haven't seen in almost a month, the kind of on-again, off-again, surprising tag team partner of Tommaso Ciampa. I see Timothy Thatcher getting involved in this match somehow, and it's going to end up costing Ciampa. So Walter is going to retain his title in, again, what is going to be just an absolutely phenomenal match. And in the main event of night one, it is going to be the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai, the champion, defending against number one contender Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who was basically handpicked by Io Shirai after she defeated Toni Storm not that long ago. This is going to be an absolutely fantastic match. The build to this has been amazing. We've seen these two women battling back and forth the last couple of weeks. They had the show-ending angle last Wednesday on NXT. Raquel Gonzalez just looking dominant, though Io Shirai was the one standing tall at the end. I have a hard time with this one because there's a part of me that wants to believe that Io Shirai is going to hold on to the title, but I'm thinking the way that they've built Raquel Gonzalez over the last couple of months, that this is going to be her time, and it might be time for Io Shirai to get called up to the main roster. I am hopeful that if Io Shirai does drop the title, that she will make an appearance on night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm holding out hope. I've mentioned it numerous times, not just on here, but also on TikTok, that I believe Io Shirai is going to be a challenger for Bayley on night 2. We will see Bayley having a Ding Dong Hello segment, though we haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. So I'm not sure if that's still going to happen, but I'd love to see it happen where Bayley talks about how she is just that great that nobody wants to challenge her, and all of a sudden Io Shirai shows up. How cool would that be? Night 1 shaping up to be an extremely good night, and then we move on to night number 2. And again, not 100% sure on the order of these, but we're going to go with this right now. The ladder match for the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, co-champions Santos Escobar, the interim champion, and Jordan Devlin, the standing champion. This is going to be a phenomenal match as well. I'm excited to see this one. HBK bringing in the ladder last week to make this a ladder match for the title. Both belts going to be high above the ring, and we will finally have a definitive single true NXT Cruiserweight champion. With everything, with the build and everything else, as well as Santos Escobar has done, I cannot see Jordan Devlin not winning this match. Everything he's gone through, he had to sit at home for months, for a long time because of the pandemic. They're not going to have him come back and just lose the title so easily. So I'm going to go with Jordan Devlin will be the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. On to the women's tag team title match. The champion Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on the team of the Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I'd say if anybody else was teaming with Candice LeRae, I would go in the direction of the Way. But Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon are a good team. They are working well together. They look fantastic right now. They looked great taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez and winning the titles. I cannot see them hot-shotting the titles again this soon. So I'm going to go with a retention by the champions of Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. This one's tough to call right now because we're not 100% sure who the challenger is going to be for the North American Championship. Again, I did predict that is going to be Dexter Lumis taking on Johnny Gargano. Gargano, Johnny does not need a title. He does not need a title. I think a Dexter Lumis win here, if he does win the gauntlet match, would be a good thing. It could create more strife within the way, because obviously earlier in the night you're going to have Candice and Indy losing their title shot against the women's tag team champions. Austin Theory, there's been problems with him. They can build on the seeds of discontent within the way. So whoever ends up winning that gauntlet match is going to end up defeating Johnny Gargano and will be the new North American champion in a match that has been building for a long time. And I'm going to have a lot to say about this one. It is the unsanctioned match. Any other time, I would think this should have been main eventing one of the two nights, honestly. The fact that it will not be main eventing is kind of a disservice in a way to these two, but I understand it. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, unsanctioned match coming off of the implosion of the Undisputed Era. And this match, I've heard numerous people say, oh, Adam Cole's going to lose because he's getting called up, or Kyle O'Reilly's going to lose because he's going to get called up. This is not going to be the blow-off match for this feud. Even though it is an unsanctioned match, there's still a lot to go here. Roderick Strong, you have him wandering off, taking off last week, disappearing. Bobby Fish has not been seen. I'm assuming that he is still injured. There's still a lot to go here. There's no way this feud ends at NXT Stand and Deliver. There's no way. I see them going the route of Ciampa and Gargano did a few years ago, where they have to have multiple different types of matches to end this feud. I see the feud finally ending in either a 2 out of 3 falls match or a 60-minute Iron Man match, which I would love to see Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in a 60-minute Iron Man match. Gotta go with Kyle O'Reilly with the victory here, simply because there has been a lot of build for him over the last few months. He had the stellar matches with Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. I see him squeaking out a victory here over Adam Cole, which is going to push Cole over the edge even more. Is going to force him to attack O'Reilly even more, and is just going to keep this feud going. But I'm going to go with Kyle O'Reilly picking up the victory here. And finally, in what I believe is going to be the main event of night 2, again, I could be wrong. Maybe they're going to flip-flop things here. It's going to be Finn Balor defending his NXT Championship against Karrion Kross. And this one, just like the women's title, this one is a difficult one for me to call because there's a number of different things that could be going on. Karrion Kross never lost the title. He won the title by beating Keith Lee, ended up having to relinquish it the following Wednesday because of a shoulder injury, and was never given a rematch when he came back. Finn Balor ended up winning the title in the place of Karrion Kross, and has done an exceptional job as champion. We've seen some fantastic matches. There have been rumblings that Karrion Kross is fast for the main roster, which I can see happening. I would actually love to see him go to Raw and be an immediate contender for a Drew McIntyre if Drew McIntyre does end up beating Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, and that will be for my WrestleMania prediction show. But maybe they want to keep him in NXT and see if he is ready for a shot to be a longer-term champion. I can't see them having Finn Balor getting a clean victory here either, because do you really want to do that to Karrion Kross? I mean, I know the thinking always has been when you're on the way out, you want to drop a match or drop a title. Well, he's not the champion right now. Finn Balor, there's also been rumblings about him possibly going back up to the main roster. I don't see him going back up anytime soon. I think there's more for him to do. I still want to see one more Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly match. I want to see Kyle O'Reilly be the guy to knock off Finn Balor finally. So I am going to go begrudgingly with a Finn Balor retention here, and we are going to see Karrion Kross. If Drew McIntyre ends up winning the WWE title on Saturday at WrestleMania, Karrion Kross, if he does not win the NXT title, he will be one of those call-ups that we see Monday night on Raw, and he will immediately be put into a feud with Drew McIntyre. So leave me your thoughts in the comments here. That is what I have gotten down for predictions for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, the two-night spectacular Wednesday and Thursday night. It's going to be two fantastic nights of wrestling. I cannot wait. The only match that I really am not overly excited about is that gauntlet match on night one. Really not super excited about that one. All the other matches I'm really into. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But leave your predictions in the comments. This has been day number 5 right here of the 30 days of WrestleScope. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, please don't forget, give us a like, a subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you will be updated every time new content is put on. And I'm going to have stuff every single day in the month of April for the 30 days of WrestleScope. And please don't forget, give us a follow on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, all the different places that we have content going on almost every single day here on WrestleScope TV. I'm John. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I will have something special on Tuesday. We shall see. Got to go with something interesting for day number 6 of the 30 days of WrestleScope. Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to leave your predictions in the comments. And on Thursday, I will tell you right now, on Thursday, I will have my predictions for WrestleMania, and that will be WrestleMania SmackDown and nights 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and get ready for some fantastic wrestling this week.